माहितः पर्यचरद् ऋष्यादेशेन पूरुषम् तत्राभिषिक्तः प्रयतस्ताम् उपोष्य विभावरीं समाहितः पर्यचरद् ऋष्यादेशेन पुरुषम् तत्राभिषि तत्राभिषिक्तः प्रयतस्ताम् उपोष्य विभावरीं समाहितं पर्यचरद् ऋष्यादेशेन पूरुषम् Synonyms. Maitreya Uvacha, the great sage Maitreya said, Ithi, thus, Devarshina, by the great sage Narada, Proktam, spoken, Vishrutya, hearing, Jagatipatihi, the king, Raja Lakshmim, the opulence of his big kingdom, Anadritya, without taking care of, Putram, his son, Iva, certainly, Ava Anvachintayat began to think of him. Tatra, thereupon, Abhishiktaha, after taking a bath, Prayataha, with great attention, Tam, that, Uposhya, fasting, Vibhavarim, night, Samahitaha, perfect attention, Paryacharat, worshipped, Rishi, by the great sage Narada, Adeshena, as advised, Purusham, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The translation for verse 70. The great Maitreya continued. The king Uttanapada, after being advised by Narada Muni, practically gave up all duties in relation with his kingdom, which was very vast and wide, apparent like the goddess of fortune, and he simply began to think of his son Dhruva. Translation of verse 71. Elsewhere, Dhruva Maharaj, having arrived at Madhuvana, took his bath in the river Yamuna and observed fasting in the night with great care and attention. After that, as advised by the great sage Narada, he engaged himself in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The significance of this particular verse is that Dhruva Maharaj acted exactly according to the advice of his spiritual master, the great sage Narada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti also advises that if we want to be successful in our attempt to go back to Godhead, we must very seriously act according to the instruction of the spiritual master. That is the way of perfection. There need be no anxiety over attaining perfection because if one follows the instruction given by the spiritual master, he is sure to attain perfection. Our only concern should be how to execute the order of the spiritual master. A spiritual master is expert in giving special instruction to each of his disciples, and if the disciple executes the order of the spiritual master, that is the way of his perfection. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललितः श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मैत्रेय उवाच इति देवर्षिणा प्रोक्तं विश्रुत्य जगतीपतिः Rajalakshmi Manadritya Putram one A1 sorry A Putram A1 Chintayat A1 Chintayat. So Narada Muni instructed in the previous verses, Narada Muni instructed Dhruva Maharaj on how to achieve the Lord. He has given a detailed instruction of what you have to see. First of all, he explained the qualities of the Lord. He started explaining the face, the beautiful face of the Lord, how smooth, how peaceful the Lord is. So he gave the explanation in the face of the Lord. Then he went and explained what Lord wears. He talked about Srivasta. He talked about Kaustubha Mani. Kaustubha Mani, and he talked about his helmet. He talked about his features, like how peaceful the Lord is. So this, and he, after giving all this explanation of the Lord, Narada Muni explained to Dhruva Maharaj that he has to focus and focus his mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, on these features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he gave a mantra also. And with that, he said that you have to be focused and very sincere. And he gave a falashruti that if anyone follows these instructions and focus on the Lord and chant this mantra for 7 nights, right? 7 nights meaning 7 days and 7 nights, then just by 7 days and 7 nights, if someone recites this mantra, you can see the heavenly beings circling around on the skies, meaning you attract the heavenly beings just by chanting this mantra with 7 days. And what happens after continuous recitation of this mantra, right? That is we'll see in the later part. So that is the power of that mantra, and that is the power of that meditation. So he instructs Dhruva Maharaj to go to Madhuvan. Madhuvan is basically Braj Mandal, basically where we have Yamuna River, where we have Vrindavan, the current Vrindavan. And he instructs Dhruva Maharaj to go to Vrindavan. Now, the work of him, Narada Muni is done at that point of time. He would have gone back because he came down, he instructed Dhruva Maharaj, he instructed what to follow, how to follow. He provided those details, and it's that's what he was supposed to do, and he should have left from there. But a Vaishnava or a servant of the Lord or a devotee of the Lord, he completes the full circle. If a service is given to a devotee, he'll complete that full circle. So what is that circle Narada Muni is completing here? Is he thought about the father of Dhruva Maharaj. He's thinking what Uttanapad was thinking, what Uttanapad may be going through. Then, after instructing Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni went to Uttanapad and he was talking to Uttanapad. He explained, he gave assurance that your son is fine. Uttanapad was thinking that maybe my son was eaten away by some wolves. No, that's not the case. So uh, Narada Muni gave assurance to his father that your son is fine and he will come back with much powerful, with much more. He's in some kind of. He didn't explain like what is he going through. I mean, what work he's doing. Dhruva Maharaj is doing, but he said that Dhruva Maharaj is going for a goal and he finishes his goal pretty soon and he'll come back. So he gave that assurance to Uttanapad. Uttanapad was going through severe pain of losing the of his behavior. Right now, in the sometimes in that moment, we don't know how to react or we don't know how to um, act. Basically, forget about react. Like no, we don't even know how to act at some points because of many conditions we have on this body. So Uttanapad could not respond uh, to that need of hour when that little boy was trying to come on his lap. He's his son. And he was trying to, with love, he wants to raise and come sit on the lap of his father. But that father Uttanapad could not respond to him when he was rejected by his stepmother. So now that dejection was putting Uttanapad into severe pain, and Narada Muni, as a devotee, he recognized it and to fulfill and to complete that circle, because he doesn't want Uttanapad to go through that pain, and also he doesn't want Uttanapad send his with that pain. He doesn't want, Narada Muni doesn't want, maybe he doesn't want Uttanapad to send his army to look for Dhruva Maharaj and bring him back, and that will stop the real purpose, right? The real purpose is like having Dhruva Maharaj complete his goal of achieving the Lord, seeing the Lord. So that has to happen. So Narada Muni went and completed that circle. So if we see an example, when Hanuman was asked to find Mother Sita, right? Sugriva divided his army into four groups, and he sent not army, his close associates into four groups, and he sent those four groups into four directions: north, east, west, south. And the chances of finding Sita in the south was higher, so he that was given to Hanuman. The group was formed, and the head of that group was Angad, and we had Hanuman and Jambavan and this other mighty warriors in that group, and the instruction was given to them to find Sita, right? What was given? Just two things. Instruction was to find Sita, and Hanuman asked for Ram's ring identification to show that to show that to Sita. So after getting that instruction, Hanuman and Angad and Jambavan, they moved to south, and they were hit with the ocean, right? Okay, I mean, this is all details, but what I'm trying to say is like Hanuman crossed the ocean, and when he entered um, Lanka, he was very focused in looking and searching for Mother Sita. He found Mother Sita. He assured that Rama is looking for her, and Rama will surely come and get her back. So that's the assurance what he provided, and his job is done. He could have gone back. Did he do that? No. A perfect Vaishnava or a good Vaishnava knows, and he completes the circle. Again, Hanuman. Um, in these serials and other things, they show that like Hanumanji goes to Mother Sita and says, Mother, I'm super hungry, and so shall I eat, and he takes permission, all those things. But the real purpose of that is he breaks the Ashok Vatika. He breaks the trees. He destroys a part of Ashok Vatika, which is very dear to Ravan, to agitate a fight, to agitate, to anger Ravana, so that he sends his army, right? So that's where Hanuman is doing after the completion of Mother Sita, his work, like assuring that Sita is safe, Mother Sita is safe, and giving her the ring and making sure she's like all. After passing the information to Mother Sita, he started finding the strength of the enemy. Okay, that the first part is done. Then now he wants to find the strength of the enemy. What are the ways? How many people are there? How much is the strength of the strength of Ravana's army? And he wants to find out what are the ways. So he agitated the fight. He found, and he was carried towards the Hanuman was tied up, and he was carried towards to the Ravana's palace, and he was allowed. He was spoken. He was basically assessing the strength of the enemy just by doing that act. So when he went back to Rama, he gave the complete detail. That assessment is important, right? A duty or a service is given to a devotee. Doesn't mean that you just finish whatever the service. No, he didn't jump. Hanuman was hiding, and he finished. He found Mother Sita, and he gave the ring, and he finished, and he didn't run. Came running back. No, he destroyed the Ashok Vatika. He ignited Lanka to create fear, to show the strength. So when to demoralize the Rakshasas, so he did everything possible in his hand, and he went back to Rama. So that is completing the circle. So if a service is given, you have to complete. You have to ensure that all the parts were touched, and that service is completed. That's what Narada Muni is doing. So Narada Muni, when he instructed Dhruva Maharaj, but at the same time he wants to protect Dhruva Maharaj from other things like maybe disturbances from Uttanapad Maharaj. So he went back. He consoled him. At the same time, he told him Dhruva Maharaj will come back. You don't have to worry. So making sure that Dhruva Maharaj's goal or the purpose is fulfilled. So that is completing the circle. That's what we see here. So iti devarshina proktham vishrutya jagati patihi. So after Bhutanapad, after hearing the words from Devarshi Narada, he was satisfied. He Vishrutya Jagatipatihi. So the king has given up his kingdom, Rajalakshmi. He given up his kingdom means he stopped ruling. He stopped worrying about the daily activities of himself, of daily activities of the daily activities of the ruler and Anadritya. Basically, um, he stopped thinking about all the daily affairs he used to do as a king, and then he was started thinking about his child, right? Began thinking of his son, and he was meditating that he'll come back pretty soon. So that is verse 70. In verse 71, तत्राभिषिक्तः प्रयतस्तम् उपोषय विभावरीं समाहितः पर्यचरत् ऋषि आदेशेन पुरुषम्. So on the other side, elsewhere. So that's why it shows. So if you see the text, they're very well organized, right? So Maharshi Narada instructed Dhruva Maharaj, and Sukadev Goswami, sorry, Maitreya Muni is taking the conversation back to show what Narada Muni did at the kingdom, like with Anupad, and he's bringing back the conversation to to the place where um, Dhruva Maharaj is doing his penances. So how he started his day. So Dhruva Maharaj reached Madhuban or Vrindavan. So he reached Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan, what is he doing? So that is the verse that explains in this verse 71. Okay, Tatrabhishiktas prayatas tam uposhya vibhavarim samayitah paricharat rishi adeshena purusham. So elsewhere, Dhruva Maharaj, having arrived at Madhuvana, took his bath in the river Yamuna and observed fasting in the night with great care and attention. Right? After that, as advised by the great sage Narada, he engaged himself in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, after arriving at Madhuvana, maybe he has arrived in the evening. So that evening he fasted. He fasted till next morning, and he took bath, right? He took bath in the river Yamuna and observed fasting the whole night. So um, Vibhavarim is a word which shows that Vibhavari means night, right? There is a good prayer what we sing for Krishna is Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravesha, right? So Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravesha, right? So that Vibhavari Shesha means the night is ending. Oh Lord, the night is ending and the sunlight is coming in. So Vibhavari basically means the night. So the Uposaya means he fasted that night. That's what I want to stress here. One, there are a couple of words which we have to focus here are uh, prayataha. Prayataha is one word which I want to focus on. Prayataha means with great attention, right? So Dhruva Maharaj reached there, and with great attention, he is uh, he has taken bath, right? Took bath in the river Yamuna. So, what is there to be good? Take good. I mean, what is there to be have? What is there to have good attention that while taking bath? What would have you done to be why that word great attention is used here? So that's where I was meditating, and it so basically if we have some goal, if we are in the process of bhakti, if we have some service, that service has to be performed with great attention. So prayataha, even though it may be taking shower, it may be taking bath in the river, it may be taking doing upavasa or the fasting that whole night. The attention, the word prayataha here denotes or defines that Dhruva Maharaj was very careful of not getting into the playful mood. You know what I mean? So, what is playful mood? He's a boy of 5 year old, but just by seeing water, he might have started playing, jumping into water, swimming, or I know like he's alone, but he was not like that. He was focused. So Prayataha shows that he was focused on the instructions of Narada Muni. So what were the instructions of Narada Muni? If you see verses 46 to 52, 53, Narada Muni was explaining like how he has to perform these activities. What are the activities he has to perform? He has to be focused on the name, focused on the form of the Lord. So maybe like when the prayataha with prayataha word, I think he's focused on that in his goal, how he has to perform. How he was maybe remembering the Lord's name there. He was remembering the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya that was given by Narada Muni, or maybe he's focused on that. Forms of the Lord, right? So that shows that he's focused. He's not uh, diverted from his goal. His goal is to achieve Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, and that goal was always in his mind. His focus is not diverted to something else. To like let me find a food. Oh, where can I find a food? No, he's not looking for the finding a food. When you go to dhams, that is the focus we should have. We should not be focused upon same things what we do at home. Like at home we eat, we sleep, we do other activities. But when we reach dham, that the focus should be the focus should be like where can I meet a devotee of the Lord? How can we? So what is that verse in 10th canto? Um, Shalila. Well, anyway, so the when you reach Adham, the focus should be you should not be like okay, I took a dip and I did this, I did some pranam. No, it's not that. The focus should be how to serve a Vaishnava, how to get a knowledge, how to talk to them, how to speak to them, so that they can impart some knowledge. So meeting the Vaishnavas, meeting the devotees at the dhams, the dham vasis, serving them. So that is should be the focus. So that's what. But in this case, in the Dhruva Maharaj, his focus was to remember the Narada Muni's instructions and to remember what. Mm, yeah, Narada Muni's instructions and and follow and remember the Lord here. Okay, so that's one word. The other one is samahita paryacharat. So these are the two words. Samahita is perfect attention, and paryacharat he worshipped. He worshipped with perfect attention. When we worship, when we do arati, the mind should be always arati or chanting, right? So, as a pujari, I'm more inclined to arati. So when you do arati, the arati should be the mind keeps pulling you out and pulling you out to different directions. Like it keeps hey, this one, okay, what happened to 6 o'clock there is a program, 7 o'clock there is another thing, 8 o'clock this. No, bring back the mind and with full attention, right? Samahita, perfect attention. We have to um, worship the Lord. So when we do offering the arati should be should direct to the deities and with the mantra. When you initiate that mantra and when you direct that arati towards the deities, that the only concentration and the focus should be the mind should be focused on the deities rather than wandering around everywhere and everything else. So that is one thing we have to uh, think about, or that's one thing we have to follow. And Rishi Adeshena Purusham. So it's very important. Rishi Adeshena. Rishi Adeshana means he is following the Rishi Narada Muni or the current Guru of Dhruva Maharaj, Guru of Dhruva Maharaj. He is completely following the instructions of Adeshan as advised by Narada Muni. He is worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to the instructions of Narada Muni. So we have seen time and again, whenever a devotee follows the instructions of a guru properly, we see the success there everywhere, anytime. You have so many examples, right? You take an example of um, anyone who follows the instructions of guru. For example, take an example of Dashrath Maharaj. So when um, Vishwamitra came and asked for Lord Ramachandra. Ramachandra just came back from his Gurukul, like, and after completing his Vidya at Vasishta's ashram, he just came back, and Dashrath Maharaj was very eager to be with his son. He's just a youthful son, and Vishwamitra comes and he is asking for Ramachandra to fight the Rakshasas. So at that point also, when Vasishtha told, Dashath Maharaj's guru, Vasishtha told Dashath Maharaj that's okay to send his children, he just followed. He just followed because his guru told him. Internally he didn't like it, but because his guru told him, he just followed. So what is the result? Result is Ramachandra came back with all. I mean, like, they were exposed and to all the weapons and everything he got from Vishwamitra Muni. So that's the result is always successful when you follow the instructions of a guru. So same thing with yeah, many others. I have some examples, but Arjuna also did the same thing, right? He accepted Krishna as a guru, and he followed whatever Krishna has said in the battlefield. He just followed without saying yes or no. So I mean, without saying no for anything. So he just followed, and the success is we have seen. So that's what they became victorious, right? Similarly. For examples, there are some people who didn't follow the guru. Example is Brihaspati instructed Indra, um, and he gave like Indra disrespected Brihaspati's garland, like the garland which was gotten from um, this is the direct Lord's garland, and he gave that garland to the Airavata, his Airavata, and Airavata trampled that garland under his feet. So we see, and he disrespected Guru, and we see that he loses his kingdom, he loses the uh, position because Rakshasas will take over that Indraloka. And same thing, Karna lied to his guru. Like, Karna was Parashuram told that I'll teach only to the Brahmanas who are qualified. But Karna lied to Parashuram that he is a Brahmana, even though he's a Kshatriya. No, Parashuram told that he'll only instruct Kshatriyas and the Brahmanas, but um, Karna lied to Parashuram that he is a Kshatriya and he's a Brahmana, and then we see the curse what Karna gets from Parshuram. So basically, the point where I'm coming here is that following Guru instructions will always be success. Will always make a devotee's life successful, and the goals whatever we have can be achieved just by following the instructions of the Guru. So that's what this verse is, and we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so I don't think Madhupati Prabhu is here. So let's pay our obeisances to all the Vaishnavas who have assembled here today for Srimad Bhagavatam class. Vanchakalpa Tarubhya
Vanchakalpataruvasya Kripa Sindhu Bhavecha Patitanam Pavanam
Prabhu,
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
for the benefit of all the devotees of this world, let's pray to Narsingadev by chanting his mantra. Om Hrim Shom Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu
Sarvatomakam Darsinam Krishnam Bhadram Bhaktimutti Namami.
And let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama.
Hare.
Hare
Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
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 Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.